Algebra 1. This is the review for our 1 through 50 test. The year is 2021. All right. Question number 1. A compound is made up of various elements totaling 75 ounces. If the total amount of uranium in the compound weighs 21 ounces, what percent of the compound is made up of uranium? If necessary, round your answer to the nearest hundredth of a percent. All right, so we have a total of 75 ounces. Uranium is 21 ounces. We just want to know what percent of it is uranium. What is the math that I do here, Garcia? Okay, 21 over 75. Good. Equals parentheses. Okay. Oh, I see what you're setting up a proportion, right? Down over here is 100, and you're trying to, okay. All right, so you got 75x. Okay. Was that 2,100 or is that 21,000? What is that? What's 21 times 100? 2,100. So 2,100. What equals 28%? How did you get 28% out of that? Solving it. How did you solve it? Dividing it by what? Okay, so divide by 75 in order to isolate x. Okay, I understand. I know where you're coming from, but because a bunch of other people are going to need help on this question. All right, so we're dividing 2,100 divided by 75, and we get x equals what? 28? 28%. And it's just going to come out to, is it just straight 28? Does it come out to 28 point? Just straight 28. Okay. Okay. So it comes out to 28. So that puts it into terms of just the standard number. So now, notice that this says, if necessary, round your answer to the nearest hundredth of a percent. What if that had been 28.567? Okay. What would I write for the percent? 28.5%. No, you would get it wrong. Nope, it wouldn't be 28.6. Read the instructions. To the nearest hundredth of a percent. What digit in there represents the hundredth position? 28.57. Thank you, Mr. Baker. The 6 represents the hundredth position. What does that 7 do to that 6? Rounds it up. So if you cannot do that effectively, you're going to get it wrong. We're also missing something else. The percent sign. And you probably did. Okay, you probably did say percent, but just so that we're clear here. Okay. All right. We understand what we're doing here. All right. When you go back and you watch this video, make sure you listen because there's going to be a lot that gets said that doesn't get written. Okay? 2. What is the range? Okay, what is the range of the relation? 3, 9, 7, 8, 1, 2, 4, 3, 7, 8. What numbers represent the range? Go ahead, Alex. The y values. All right, so what I want to warn you about is that your idea of a range comes from, let's say we had numbers like 2, 6, 3, -4, 9, and 14. If I was looking for the range there, what would I do? All right, I would take the biggest number, right? I want to find the distance between the biggest number and the smallest number, right? So I'd have 14 and -4. So I'd have a range of 18, right? Okay? But that's not what this question is talking about. This is talking about domain being x values and a range being y values. Okay? Now, this says use braces. You have to use braces in order to get credit on this question. How do I type in braces? We hit and I wish I had a key here. So you see the key right next to P. So we're going to hit Shift and the key right to the right of P in order to make the left brace. And then the right brace is the key right of that one. Okay. So we want these from smallest to largest with no repeats. What is the smallest y value? 2. Okay, the next one. 3. Next one. 8. 9. Okay, do I see 8 show up more than once? Do I need both 8s? No. This is what we're looking for. But I have to have these. It counted it wrong. Well, I'm telling you now, I've looked at the answer key. I'm just going to try to tell you what the safest answer is, okay? The safest answer is in order, no repeats, braces on either side, okay? All right. Tell whether 6, 9 is a solution to the inequality below. How can I check? Substitute for the variables. Okay, so my variables up here are what? X and Y. What do you want to substitute in for Y? Okay, so substitute. This is X and Y, so we're going to sub in 9 for Y. 9 is less than 3 times what? 6 plus 5. Okay? Is 9, what is 3 times 6? 18 plus 5 is 9 less than, what is 18 plus 5? 23. Is 9 less than 23? Yes. Okay, because this is true. That's the work I want. Okay? I don't want just yes, it's true. I want proof that it's true. Do we understand? Okay. Four, we want to solve for A. Okay? That means that we're going to distribute, we're going to do everything that we should do, and then we're going to isolate A. Okay? Now, there's a couple different ways of going about this. Okay, you could distribute -2, or we could divide both sides by -2. You want to distribute? It will make it longer, but that's fine. Okay, so you want to distribute the -2 to the A and the -3, correct? Okay, so that means -2A, what? Plus 6. -2 times -3 is +6 plus 7 equals 31. Now what? Okay, combine like terms. Okay, add 6 and 7, and that's 13 equals 31. Subtract 13 on both sides. Good. -2A equals, you said 18. Okay. Divide by -2. A equals -9. Questions there? Okay, we'll check the solution, make sure we were right. -9. Okay, whenever possible, if we're solving for a variable, we should include our variable in our solution. Now, sometimes I understand it. It'll tell you that it won't let you put a letter in, it just wants number. So if that happens, right, I understand you'll just put -9 there. 5, identify the domain. We get into a tougher question here, right? Okay, we're talking about what x values is that graph going to cover, or what values to the left and right is it going to cover? Okay, how far to the left is that graph going to go? Does it stop? Does it stop going to the left? No. Does it stop going to the right? So domain refers to what kinds of values, x or y. All right, so x values. Here, let me pull all of this up. So we want to select x values when they ask for domain. Okay? Now, is this equal to anything? Yes, what is it equal to? Should be all real values because it goes on forever to the left and forever to the right. Do we understand that? Okay, so we have 3 boxes to click there in order to get this question correct. Do we understand it? If not, it won't do us any good. Okay? All right, then they're going to give you the same question. They're going to ask about the y, or the range. Range refers to what values? The y values. What movement is that? Is that left and right? It's up and down. Okay, does it go up forever? But does it go down forever? Okay, it does go down forever from a specific spot. Okay, does this have a maximum or a minimum? It has a maximum, meaning that it's going to go up to a certain point and then cover everything less than that. Does that make sense? All right. And so you said that range refers to what values? Y values. So I want y less than or equal to. So that would be this one right here, correct? Okay. What is that maximum y value that it reaches? 7. So those 3 boxes are what we need to click on. Okay? We understand that? Okay. I'm trying to get through these as quickly as possible. All right. This one, I'm seeing a lot of people just assume that whatever the bigger box is, that's what's going to be the better deal. Okay? Let's put this in terms that you can understand, is that we want to know what is the cost per ounce. Dollars per ounce. Okay? And the less money per ounce we pay, the better deal it is. Okay? So let's look at the first one. 12-ounce box for $2.16. How can I find this out? What math do I need to show? So 2.16 divided by 12. What does that come out to? 0.18? Okay, so that comes out to about 18 cents per 1 ounce. Does that make sense? All right, and then the next one is going to be what? 385 over 18. What does that come out to? 0.21 per 1 ounce. What's the better deal? The 12-ounce box or the 18-ounce box? 12-ounce box. But you're going to show me that work. Does that make sense? If I don't have the work, I don't give the credit. Okay? It's not hard work. Okay? The 12-ounce box is going to be cheaper per ounce. Can I erase this? Okay? Okay, 6B, using complete sentences, explain your answer choice for part 6A. Okay?
Why would you pick 12 or?
Right, why did you pick 12 ounces?
I picked 12 because for every ounce is 18 cents, and if you pick the 18 one is 21 cents more.
20, it's 21 cents. And you could say it is 3 cents per ounce more expensive. And so, yeah, that would be great. And if you can put that, remember, a good sentence is going to start with a capital letter and end with a period. All right, and it's going to have a complete thought. Be as detailed as you possibly can. Okay? All right. 7. Using complete sentences, explain to a sixth grader how to graph the inequality below. Okay? I would say first, draw a number line. And my handwriting is going to be really terrible. So can I do this just by verbally? You can go back and listen to it. So I would start by drawing a number line. On the right-hand side, I would include numbers like -3, -2, -1, 0, going up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, potentially. Okay? Does that make sense? I explain how to draw a number line because I don't know what a sixth grader knows, and neither do you. Okay? All right, now we'd have a tick mark for every integer, okay, or every number on that number line. My statement says that n is greater than or equal to 7. So I'm going to find 7 on my number line, and I'm going to put a filled in dot there because it is equal to. Okay, the underlined line means equal to, so I'm going to shade that in. All right, then it says that n is greater than 7. So I'm going to draw an arrow going to the right, showing that n is all the numbers that are equal to and bigger than 7. And it's going to point to the right. That's a lot. Do you understand? I mean, I understand that that's a lot of sentences. Okay, but I would be as detailed as I possibly can be. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so this again is a point where I'm not writing all of that down, so you're going to have to listen. Okay? Just remember to go back and listen. All right, 8. Okay, is 8 one that we need to cover? It's probability, right? What's the probability? We don't need it? Number desired over number total, okay? And we want our fraction in simplest form. If you can reduce it and you don't, it will be wrong, okay? All right, number 9 is this one we need to see. Yes, okay. First step. What's our first step? Okay, take everything from the bottom to the top. So I'm going to get m to the -5th. What? Into the -1st. Okay, and here I've got 4m into the -4th. M is to the 1st. Minus into the 7th. P to the -5th. M to the -5th. Now what? Now I distribute. Okay, when I'm distributing, what am I doing with the exponents of same variables? Adding. So I've got 4. I'm going to keep that. I got 4 m to the -5th times 4 to the 1st. That's going to be m to the what? -4th. Very good. I've got n to the -1st times n to the -4th. What is that? -5. -1 plus -4 is -5. Okay? Now, we're going to take m to the -5th and m to the -5th. We're going to have a minus in here. What's that? Cancel? M to the -10th. Okay, I've got n to the -1st and n to the 7th. N to the 6th. Okay, what about this p? It just falls down. We leave it, we just bring it over, okay? Now what do I want to do? Okay, so I got 4, and it's going to be over. Okay, minus. What do I have over here? Into the 6th. Okay. Simplify the expression below. Select all parts of our answer. So look up here, option 1, option 2. Is this positive here or negative?
Because it has a minus.
Is this part positive or negative? This is positive. So I'm guessing positive. And then I would go option 3.
It says
So,
you have part of your equation, so it'd be your equation would be like the minus, and you have your
oh, I see. So it's here. Let me see what the rest of this. Oh, so it's just got. It's not putting it in order. So we need the subtraction. Okay, I see what you're saying here. Okay, but we're going to have option 2 and option 3 and option 4, and that's correct? Okay. All right, so that's why we go through this now. Let's see how that works. Okay, are we good? Okay. Is 10 one we need to look at? We need scientific notation? Yes? 8.6 divided by 2. Somebody tell me what that is. 8.6 divided by 2. Is it 4.3? Okay, times 10. What do I do with the 20 and the 12? Okay, so 20 minus 12. Okay. Okay. Now, you understand, use the instructions. Use shift arrow or shift plus 6 to show this exponent. So it's going to be 4.3 times 10. And it's going to look like that, okay, when you type it in. Okay? Let's double check our answer here. Yep, looks like that. And you can either use X or you can use the star symbol to show the multiplication. Okay, simplify. Okay, so we are distributing the 5 to everything in here, correct? So what is negative 2 to the 5th? Negative 32. Okay, that is the same as negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Right? So if you need help with that, that's where you're coming from. What's a to the 1st to the 5th? And what's b to the 3rd to the 5th? 15th, because I multiply when I take an exponent to an exponent. So I should get negative 32, a to the 5th, and there should be a b to the 15th down here. Right there. Now everything's messed up, but still. Solve for m. Do we need to see this? Do we want to keep moving forward? Well, can we do this? Somebody that needs to see it? Yes? Okay. Okay, so let's start by getting our m's together. So I'm going to subtract 40m from both sides. I'm going to add 71 to both sides. So I need negative 23 plus 71.
48, and then 2m equals 2n, and then you divide 2n on both sides.
So m should equal 24. And there's a couple different ways to do that. You could have subtracted 42 from 40. You would have got a negative 2m. You could have added 23 to negative 71 and got, probably a negative 48. And negative 48 divided by negative 2 would still give you a positive 24. But you run the risk there of messing with negatives and making a mistake. Huh?
I
How did I get the 2?
take 40 and minus 42.
You're at 42 minus 40 is giving you the 2. Yep. Good question, though. All right, can I erase this? What's your question? How did I get 24? What's 48 divided by 2? Okay? Got it now? It's better to ask now, better to get it today. And I don't know, some of you will notice the people that speak up on review day, the people that really try and voice and take part, are you typically the people that do better on test day. So, if you want to sit back there real quiet and don't take part, I'm just saying that from a teacher's standpoint, there's a direct correlation to how much you participate to how well you do. All right, tell whether each graph has a positive, negative, 0, or undefined slope. Is A positive, negative, 0, or undefined? 0. 0 rise over run, 0 divided by a number. Okay. B, is that negative?
That's negative.
What,
Down.
you're going down from left to right. C, what about D? What about D?
That is
Undefined because it is something over 0, right? 0 run. Okay, good. Okay, evaluate the expression below. What do I do here? Substitute. So negative 3 to the third, negative 1 to the 0, 3 squared. What is anything to the 0 power? No, it's 1. Okay, negative 3 to the third. That's negative 3 times negative 3, which is what? What's negative 3 times 9? What's 9 times negative 3? Negative 27. And what's 3 times 3? 9. So does that 1 change anything? No. So what I want is negative 27 times 9. Negative 243. Okay. Be careful. Be careful. Because if it's not right on the test and it's not right on your paper, you won't get credit. You're going to see it later, man. Go back and watch the video. Watch the review. 15a, what can be factored out of the numerator of the expression below? What can be factored out of the numerator? 3, not just 3, r squared. 3r squared can be factored out because you've got 3 in each of those and you've got an r squared in each of those. Okay, so what can be factored out of both terms? 3r squared. Does that make sense? Does anybody need that explained? Do we need help with that? No? Yes? Okay. So let's look at this for a second. Can I break 3 down into anything smaller? No. Okay? But this would be 3 times r times r times r minus 15 is made up of 3 times 5. So 3 times 5 times r times r. So I'm looking at what can I take out of both terms. I can take a 3 out, and I can take out 2 r's. Okay, that's as much of a number I can take out and as many r's as I can take from both. Okay, does that help? Okay. All right. What is the excluded value in the expression below? Y. What can I never have in the denominator? 0. So my work is r minus 5 equals what? 0. And then what? Add 5 to both sides. So r equals 5. 5 is the excluded value because what is 5 minus 5? 0, and I cannot have 0 in there. Okay? So r cannot equal 5, and however you want to put that, I'm guessing just 5 is all that they're putting in for the answer key. Okay? You guys are out at what, 31? 38? Okay, I'm hurrying as fast as I can. 16, Mean is buying tulip bulbs. They cost 80 cents each. She's got $29 to spend. Which rule can Mean use to find the amount of change he will receive if he buys in tulip bulbs? No spaces, use function notation. We need help with this?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's look at the answer key. All right, so the function is 29 minus 80 or 80 cents in. Okay, or negative 80 cents in plus 29. So here, so the function, okay, is if he has $29, we want to subtract 0.8, but we don't know how many he's going to buy. Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it probably won't come out where it evenly covers the $29. Yes. Not in the last, it's 10 minutes. Better hurry up. Okay. All right, 17. A. Find a percent change from 420 to 695. Round your answer to the nearest whole percent. What is our equation for this? No. What is the equation? New
Over total.
minus original over original. What is the new number?
Wouldn't it be 400?
No, what's what we're going to? 695 minus what? What's the original number? 420, and we're going to divide by 420. $275 over 420. Okay. What does that come out as a decimal to? 0.6547. Okay. Which we are going to make 65%. You could make an argument that 7 would round the 4 up to 5 and 5 would round to 5 up to 6. But all we're going to do is look at the number right next to it, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so this formula is one that you need to know. It didn't sound like many of us knew it. Okay? New minus original over original if we want to find percent change. All right. Tell whether it is a percent increase or decrease. Increase or decrease? Increase, right? It was a positive number. If necessary, round your answer to the nearest percent. That's not really necessary. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. How many questions do we have here? Okay, all right. So let me help out here. We're trying to get this in y equals mx plus b. So all we're doing here is solving for y. Okay, that's all you need to think about is just solve for y. So add 5x. That's going to give you 2y equals 5x minus 4. Divide both sides by 2. So y equals 5 divided by 2x minus 2. Okay, can we do that? Just solve for y. Okay? This says, what is the slope here? Okay, you guys help me out with this. What do I do first?
Subtract, or
Add 4x. Okay, so it gives you 3y equals what?
4x minus 2.
Good. Now what? Divide by 3. The whole thing.
4x divided by 3 divided by 3.
Minus 2/3. Okay. When you divide everything.
If we do that, can we y equals 4x minus 2 and then slash 3 for it all? Or do we have to put 4x slash 3?
we want it like this because we don't want, yeah, you don't want 4x minus 2 all in parentheses divided by 3. That'll end up, no, because what we want is we want it in slope, or, oh, this question, this doesn't want the whole equation. It just wants the slope. Can anybody tell me what the slope is here? What's this, just the slope? 4 thirds. 4 thirds is the answer. We just want the slope. The slope does not include x. Okay? The slope does not include x. They got 5 halves, but I think that's because I imagine what happened, notice that 5 halves is the slope up here. 4 thirds should be the answer there. Okay? All right. Well, we've covered what is the y-intercept on this. Okay? So go back and you do the same thing. Add 4x. Add 4x. The y-intercept here was what, negative 2 thirds? Yeah. Y-intercept is negative 2 thirds because we'll use the work that we just used. 5 halves. They say negative 2, but it's not. It's negative 2 thirds because we're going to divide by 3. Okay? Y-intercept is negative 2 thirds. Here, solve for x. Okay, so what do I get when I distribute negative 4?
Negative 4x plus or
Minus
negative 20.
minus 20, not minus negative 20, or we would wind up with a plus, equals x. Okay, now what?
So you'll add 20 on both sides.
No, I wouldn't add 20 on both sides.
You'll add 4x.
Add 4x to both sides. Okay, so I got negative 20 equals what?
5x.
Okay, equals 5x.
Divide 5 by both sides.
Divide 5 on both sides. What's negative 20 divided by 5? X equals negative 4. Negative 4. Okay, I think this is the last question, right? Okay. Write an equation for the line in slope-intercept form. Okay, what is the y-intercept? 5. Okay, what is the slope? Is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative, because I always read the graph from left to right. It's going down. Okay? Okay, how far down is it going?
3.
So I'm going to write negative 3, correct? How far over is it going? So y equals negative 3/5 x plus 5. Do we understand? What's that? I mean, yeah. I mean, whether you put the slope in parentheses or not, it's going to give you the right answer. Okay? I understand I went through a lot of that really quickly, but I felt like it was better to go through all of it quickly than to go through most of it fairly slowly and then miss a bunch of questions at the end. So, did most of that make sense to us? Can we go back and watch it? Should we listen to it? Yes. Okay, test on Monday.